Hey there, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to create an animated overlay. Now, you've seen these before, so for example, this one right here, it's all about encouraging people to subscribe and like and all that good stuff. However, as faculty or instructors, we are often trying to find new ways to engage our students, to encourage them to be part of the discussion. So what I want to show you today is how to make this overlay. Yeah, the idea is we want to encourage comments and engagement from our students. Now, making this overlay is actually really easy. But you know what? If you're like, I don't want to make it, well, you can just buy it. If you go over to nutshellbrainery.store, link in the description below, you can just pick this up for a few bucks. But if you're like, I want to customize it, I want to make it mine, I want to do it with my special sauce, then by all means, let's show you how to make one of these. It's easier than it looks. Okay, so we're over here in Adobe After Effects, and I'm going to open a new composition. The settings are where I like it. We are at 1920 by 1080. However, I'm going to change this to 24 frames per second. And this is probably going to be about a 10-second overlay. So I'm going to change that to 10 seconds. Don't worry about the background color. Everything's going to be transparent in the background. And we'll go ahead and call this comment invite. So go ahead and hit OK. All right, so now here's our composition, and it's the size of a 1920 by 1080 screen, pretty standard. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I'm going to grab the rectangle tool, and I am going to have the rectangle come into about here, okay? And let's change the fill color. I'm really fond of my grays and so forth, so we'll kind of go 95% there. We just did that by clicking up here in the color section, of course. I'm also kind of fond of things being a little transparent. So I'm going to come to this. I'm going to go to this rectangle and I'm going to go to fill, and I'm going to change the opacity. Let's try 80%. I'm going to go to 80%. I kind of like that look. And so that's where we're going to have this one. So I can go ahead and collapse all that again. This is this first overlay. I'm sorry, this is this first box. Go ahead and collapse that. Okay, so now we have that box, but you know what? I want to draw another one. I'm going to draw it right about here. We'll put it right about there. And this one's solid, but again, I think I might change the color. I think I'm going to go ahead and make this one a little bit on the lighter side. And in this case, I am not going to mess with the opacity. I'm going to just leave that solid. Okay, so here are our two shapes, and we're good to go there. So what am I going to do with these two shapes? Oh, well, first of all, notice they have lines. I don't want lines. You see right up here, stroke. I'm going to put that at 0. And then I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to put that at 0. Okay, so now they have no lines. Fantastic. Okay, well, now we need to add the, what do we call it? The text. That's right, we need to add the text. And so, you know what? I'm going to make this one invisible for just a moment. And then I'm going to come here to the text tool. And I'm just going to type out, let's see, what do you think? All right, got what do you think? I know you can't see it there. It's because it's right there. And once again, when I am being watched, I know you're watching me right now, I can't type. Actually, I can't type in any situation. I'm a horrible typist. Okay, now we have this text. However, I want a different font and so forth. So what we're going to do is we come over here, Times New Roman. I don't want that. I'm going to bring it to Bebas New, right? Now that's a font that you have to download from Adobe, but that's no problem. You can just go to Adobe Fonts and download that. And I can then use this slider right here to change the size. So I can change the size, and let's see, we're going to put it right about there. Now remember, we have this other box, okay? And now that I see that, I think I'll put this right about there. Now with this other box, well, yes, we want some text there. So I'm going to say, tell us in the comments below. And once again, you can hardly see that, but we're going to make sure. And is that spelled properly? Tell us in the comments below. It is. Now in this case, I'm going to change the font yet again. It's still going to be in the same font family, but this time I can change things just a little bit. It doesn't have to be all uppercase, and it doesn't have to be thin. I can go ahead and do, let's just go ahead and do bold there. There we go. And I think I want to change the color. So the font color is right here. I think I'm going to go ahead and make that a darker. What do you think? Tell us in the comments below. Am I happy with the location there? I think I'm pretty happy with that. All right, so that's what it's going to look like when it all animates in. But now we need to do the animation, right? So how are we going to do this? The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of put the text right under the shape, or right over the shape that it really belongs to. So this text is over this shape, and this text is over this shape. Okay, that kind of helps me keep things a little organized. And this text, it's not going to show up, and that shape is not going to show up until later. So we can kind of move that out, right? And then this is the one that we want to start on first. Now, by the way, what I could have also done is I could have just hit those little eyeballs to make those go away, but I just like to move them so it's straight in my head. Okay, so first thing we want to do is let's go ahead and move the text out for a moment. We want to animate this, this box. So I hit the P key, which brings up the positioning tool. So right about here, I want it to end there, the animation. So I'm going to hit position. And then I'm going to come out, maybe 2 frames. And then I want it to bounce a little. I like the look of when a object comes in and bounces just a tad. So I'm going to hold down the Shift key so that I stay on the same plane. And I'm going to move it out just a little. I moved it out just a smidge. And then before that, I want it to be completely off screen. So once again, I hit the Shift key to keep it on the same plane. And now we're good. You see that bounce. Now, in this case, that bounce, gosh, it comes out too far, and I don't like that. So I'm going to move it over there. And it does a little bounce. All right, not bad, just a little bounce. Okay, I like that. Okay, so now we want the text also to come out to be with it, right? But I don't want the text to just appear. Now, there's a couple of ways that we can get the text to do what we want it to do, and I'm going to use both ways here so that you can see what your options are. I'll use one method on the what do you think, and I'll use the other method on the tell us in the comments below. Now in this case, I want the text to appear here, right there, lined up with this shape. So I will hit the position key and hit position. And once again, I want it to do a slight bounce. Okay, so I go ahead and move it out just a little. Good. And then bring it out and take it off the screen. Now I'm going to move that out just a little bit. Now, with the way that I have it here, it will be slightly delayed from the shape. So let's see how that looks. You see how it came out just a little bit after the shape. Just slightly delayed. Tell you what, let's bring that out just a little again. and we'll delay it just a little bit more. There, I like that. The shape comes out and then it follows. So we were able to do that delay because I have the keyframes on both the shape and the text. Okay, well then what about our tell us in the comments below? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to once again animate this bad boy the same way that we animated this one. So I will go ahead, and actually this one I am not going to do the bounce. So what I will simply do is hit position. I want it to end there, so I'll hit position right there. And I want you to start a few frames before off screen. So holding down the shift key to keep it on the plane. And this one just comes straight out, right? Just giving a little variety to it. So what do you think? Tell us in the comments below. Well, now the comments below isn't there. What do we do? Of course, I could put it on separate keyframes as we did down here. But in this case, I want this text to move with the shape. So we go ahead and put the scrubber, whatever, where the position keyframe is there for where it lands. And now what I can do is I can take this tool right here. You see this little squirrely thing? It's called a pick whip. I can take the pick whip of the text and connect it to the shape. Now that way, now look at that. The text moves with the shape as though it's part of one unit. So now if we play this from the beginning, what do you think? Tell us in the comments below. And maybe we can delay this just a little bit. So I'm going to hold down the shift key so I can select both. What do you think? Tell us in the comments below. Okay, well now we have the animation where it comes in. What about the animation leaving? Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take these keyframes, copy them, and then over here hit paste. But now remember, they are now in the same order as what we had before, and we don't want that. We want to reverse them because we want them to leave. So we right-click the keyframe, we go to Keyframe Assistant, and we go to Time Reverse Keyframes. And now they leave instead of coming in. We're going to do the same with these. Copy, come on over here, paste, and then we want to reverse them. Time Reverse. So you see, they leave in the same way that they came in. And we can do the same here. Copy, and maybe right about here, paste, reverse them, time reverse keyframe. So now let's see how this looks. Hit play. What do you think? Tell us in the comments below, and then disappear and out. Not too bad. That works pretty well. Now that's how you create this animation. But the next thing you'll want to think about is how to export it. And so that's what we're going to talk about in our next video. So stick around and we'll help you out there. All right? So thanks a lot for joining me. And until we talk again, have a fantastic day.